My name is Anika Rabbani and I'm the communication specialist at CARE Bangladesh.
Why is the fight against poverty important to you?
I think that the fight against poverty is very important to me and to all of us because every day we see a lot of children in my country and also women who are very, very underprivileged. Most of these children don't have enough clothes to wear, or rather should we say they have no clothes to wear. They don't have access to education, healthcare, or food. I think this is totally unfair and this should change. And also another problem I would say we need to fight, which is also a part of poverty, is the discrimination, the gender discrimination. You have men who are privileged and you have the women who are not given any rights, literally. Another great problem I would say that our country is facing is the problem of disparity. We have the very rich amidst the very, very poor. And I think this also needs to go. I think there should be equality amongst all of us, and that is why the fight against poverty is very important.
Why do you care about poverty?
I care about poverty because I consider myself a conscientious citizen of the world. I think that every single person who is a citizen of this world should work together in a united manner in order to eliminate poverty altogether.
What's our biggest challenge? What more needs to be done?
Hey, this is Dr. Farzana, working with CARE Bangladesh. There are too many challenges to overcome poverty. The challenges are diversified and multifaceted. Bangladesh, as one of the most populous countries, it is very challenging to meet the growing demands for the fundamental basic things for health, education, employment generation. It is challenging to identify the real poor who needs most. Mostly to identify those, the poor and the marginalized women and the adolescent girls who, finding no other means, standing in the streets, living in streets, and abandoned by their families and spouse and exploited as sex workers. A large proportion of young generation remains unemployed, engaging them with substance abuse and peddling. Income generation for this group is also a challenge. The growing mismatch between the poor and unpoor, both in income and non-income dimension, still is a challenge. The gap between men and women, the power gap between the empowered and the marginalized, we have to address it. There are lots of challenges to fight against poverty. We need a coordinated effort. All major sectors should come forward with joint initiatives. Health, education, and agriculture sectors should come forward, and the government and other policy makers should recognize the poor voice and recognize them as the change makers of their own development. The non-government organizations, the private sectors, they come forward to bring up their capacities so that these people claim their due rights.
My name is Syed Nurul Alam. I am the Executive Director of South Asia Partnership Bangladesh. I am involved in the NGO sector for the last 36 years.
Are we winning the fight?
I am very happy to tell here that CARE Bangladesh is one of our partner organizations giving support to SAP Bangladesh to overcome this sort of problems. And in order to overcome these problems, we have implemented some projects which are very closely related to this issue. Especially I can tell that throughout the project, this project is giving mostly support to the poor people.
তো মানুষ মহল্লার মানুষ আমার ভালো জানতো না। আমার ভিতরে দুঃখ কষ্ট বেশি রকম লাগতো, এই জন্য আমি একসময় নেশা করতাম যে আমার কষ্টগুলো বইলা থাকার জন্য।
Is this the only option to turn to?
জি না, এটা সমস্যার সমাধান না। আমার তখন সুন্দর যে একটা ভবিষ্যৎ আছে ওইটা আমি দেখতে পারি নাই, আর আমার কেউ সাহায্যও করে নাই, সামনেরতেও না পিছেরতেও না। আসলে আমি যে কখন নেশার মধ্যে জড়ায় গেলাম, আমি যে আপনাকে অভাব অনটনের চিন্তা করে নেশার মধ্যে জড়াইলাম দুঃখ কষ্ট ভুলার জন্য। এখন আরও বাইরে গেছে, কমবো তো দূরের কথা, দুঃখ কষ্ট এক হিসাবে বাইরে গেছে। এখন আমার যেরকম কেয়ার সাহায্য করে, বাংলাদেশ কেয়ার সাহায্য করতেছে যে এই পথে চলো না, এই পথে চলো, এইভাবে চললে তোমার ভালো হইব, এইভাবে চললে। কিন্তু তখন আমার কেউ বলে নেই, এই জন্য যেরকম আমি অনেকটা ভুল পথে চলে গেছি।
What solutions do you think there are for poverty, corruption, and suffering?
আমি মনে করি যে সর্বপ্রথমত আমাদের শিক্ষিত হইতে হবে, দ্বিতীয়ত আমাদের কাজ দিতে হবে, তৃতীয়ত আমাদের সবাইকে পরিশ্রম করতে হবে, বেশি বেশি পরিশ্রম করতে হবে। তাহলে হয়তো আমাদের যে আয় হবে, আমাদের সংসারের অভাব দূর হবে, আমরা ভালোভাবে চলতে পারবো, আমাদের দেশেরও উন্নত হবে।